Here, and I have a question for you. This question has been rolling around in my head nonstop for the past week. So I wanted to make this video, and I wanted to ask everybody out there that's going to view this to give me a response and really let me know, because I think I've come up with something that is absolutely just fantastic. So here's the scenario. What if I gave you, or what if you only were allowed to go after 1,000 addresses a year? Like, you picked the absolute, here's the rules of this game. You get 1,000 addresses, but you get to pick which addresses you pick. I mean, I'm talking, you get to put in your mind what are the absolute best of the best of the best 1,000 addresses that you can put together, okay? I'm talking about you put it together based on extreme distress, a ton of equity, you know, timeline to sell is super short. All of these factors are boiled in, but you only get 1,000 addresses a year. You can't add to them, okay? This isn't an ongoing flow that you're constantly doing probates, you're constantly doing the code violations or the evictions or whatever it is. It's a list that you get at the beginning of the year. You get 1,000 of them, and you do anything and everything to get a hold of those 1,000 homeowners, okay? And I'm talking everything. You handwrite them letters, you knock on their doors, you TTP, baby, you call them up, right? You text them, you leave them voicemails, you go and put a door hanger on their property. I mean, everything and anything that you can think of to attract the attention of these homeowners and to have a conversation with them. And then let me ask you, this is the question that I want to boil it down to. There's a couple questions, and I'll recap this at the end of the video, but how many deals do you think out of those 1,000 addresses, if you were absolutely obsessed with just those 1,000 addresses, would you actually do a deal with? How many of those homeowners, how many of those addresses would you do a deal? Is it 5? Is it 10? Is it 50? Is it 100? I want to know what your thoughts are down below. Make sure that you mention, you let me know what you think. How many you think, if you were absolutely obsessed with just the absolute best 1,000 addresses, the most distressed, the highest quality, this is the platinum list of addresses, how many do you think that you would actually do a deal with? Okay? And then multiply how much you're getting per deal times that amount. It's exciting. It gets really exciting. I mean, so I'm thinking about this not only if you're just never doing any deal, if you've never done a deal, or maybe you're doing a couple deals, but for those big guys, the big players, the guys that have teams, what if you hired somebody, paid them a base salary and a small bonus every time they close a deal, but that's all they did all year long? That's what I'm going to do. I'm literally going to do this. I'm going to get somebody that's going to be obsessed with 1,000 of the best addresses. I'm going to pay them a base, and then I'm going to give them $500 to $1,000 bonus. And think about it. If I could do 20 of them, my average deal is $23,000. That's over $450,000 from this, and I could pay somebody $50,000 to do it. Woo! I think we're onto something here, but I want to know from you guys. I really want to know. And more importantly, what I want to know is, what is the makeup of your 1,000? Is it over 65 years old? Is it non-owner occupied? Is it vacant? Is it out-of-state owners? Is it probates? Is it inherited? Is it pre-foreclosure? What is it? What is the makeup? Mention it down below. Seriously, let me know down below. I want to know who has the best mind and the best ideas for this. I want to know who can put together the best list possible, and what you're thinking you would use as a filter to take every property in your area and filter it down to 1,000 addresses. What is the avatar of that person? Right? Is it owner occupied that have a ton of equity, but the home is old? Is it driving for dollars? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is being true. I would do, and this is my own opinion, I would do 1,000 driving for dollars, and I would do another 1,000 for multifamily properties, 2 to 4 to 8 plexes that have been owned for a long time and that are older. I think those are the smoking, those are just absolutely on fire. Those are the lists that I'm going to put somebody or 2 people after. And I think that, you know, if you really focus, guys, I'm telling you, if you stop looking at the huge picture, think about how much you mail, think about how much you call, which is phenomenal. What are we trying to do? What we're trying to do is just have a conversation with the homeowner. It drives me crazy, and I do not understand people that just mail and they don't pick up the phone and talk to people. I don't understand that, because you're trying to get there. So if you get a 1% response rate from your mailers and you're hoping that you have a conversation with them, what happens to the other 99%? I mean, seriously, you got to consider this. So, you know, if you're going after these 1,000, you use every technique that you can to communicate with them. How many deals do you think you will do? Like, be honest. Be honest in your market. Some markets are tougher than others. Some markets are just totally tough and really difficult to even get a single deal, but those deals are $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, which is beautiful. So how many deals could you do, and what is the criteria of the people that you would put in your 1,000 address? And all those guys out there that are doing a ton of business, think about this. Think about hiring somebody to be able to go after the absolute best 1,000. You're stacking your leads, right? You're stacking all these addresses and you're putting them in. You're seeing how many commonalities. Are they probate and tax default and, you know, pre-foreclosure and vacant and blah, 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 whatever you're doing to stack lists. Like, this is the list, 1,000 addresses. That's the challenge. If you were just to have 1,000 addresses, how many deals would you do, and how would you make up that 1,000? Okay, and for everybody who is not making calls to homeowners, you are missing out. Everybody that's out there that is not being proactive right now, you are missing out. Go to wholesalinginc.com/TTP, set up a call. It'll be the best call of your year. But really, I want some comments down below. If you're interested in joining the TTP program, go to wholesalinginc.com/TTP. But I want to know what your thoughts are. I want to get everybody's thoughts here so that we can really do something special coming into 2019. Talk to you soon. Love you.